Welcome to Present Poetry, a podcast where we sit back, relax, and enjoy some poets of the past and present. I'm your host, Erin Crittenden, and before we get started on this week's episode, I want to remind you that all of the material used in this podcast is either public domain or used with permission from the author or the author's estate. It's a fun time for all ages, so sit back, relax, and get ready to hear this week's featured poet. This week's featured poet is Alshaad Kara. Alshaad Kara is a Mauritian poet who writes from his heart. He won first place for the Boney Cultural Center Valentine's Day Poetry Competition in 2024 and was also a winner of the Flapper Press Poetry Café Valentine's 2024 Juliet Poetry Contest. His latest poems were published in Stygian Lepus, Poetry for Mental Health, the Erozine, 100 Subtext Magazine, and Missives. He made his flash fiction debut in Stygian Lepus Edition 14. We are reading a few of his poems that he submitted to us through the forum at presentpoetry.com. This poem is called The Mask. Behind every villain, there is a love that faded into hate, since the heart was dumped into falling into gateways of revelations. Ask anyone who is wronged. They will tell you darkness evaded the pier, demonstrating how being guilty is not a sin. The feathers plucked from those garlands echoes the silent sound of different scars, not to forget the high repute of being disrespected, where one is viewed in high standard. Pain is the paint that never stops its due in life, like a journey which crumbles the chandelier into a mirage of dust, impossible to safeguard from the ordinance of moonlight. This blossoming of hate is a variety of spectacles, which serves as a shadow of desire, such that the dawn forgets to light itself, making one's world an unknown graveyard. This poem is called A Simple Request. Ask a poet for inspiration. They will search for the track of the past, with eyes filled with withered roses. Ask a muse as inspiration. They will tell you how purity can be attained with a heart despised from all sides. Ask the weather for some respite. They will give you a rainbow of all colors, with the sky merging into different shades. Implore the world to listen to you, despite all those inquiries. They will give you only what they want. This poem is called The Bazaar of Love. Destiny is the lifetime storyline already written, yet the tragedy in our blood holds close with the obstacles hindering faith. In a beautifully intrinsic weeded plight, hope gets lost along the way, with patience and time, doing what's expected. Even if there is no happy ending, doing what's right is the deed of the soul, blessing us eternally. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Present Poetry Podcast. If you enjoyed the show, feel free to like us, leave a review, or share us on social media. If you are a poet or you know someone who is, we would love to hear from you. You can reach out to us or submit your work through our website, which is www.present-poetry.com. Again, that is www.present-poetry.com. We can't wait to hear from you.